My name is Demond. I'm 23 years old and I'm 3 feet 1 inch tall. This condition only affects the length of my bones. Everything else about me is the same as the next man. When I was younger, I suppose one thing just everybody kind of laughing at you, kind of thinking that you're so radically different. People not taking me seriously. It's gonna take me an extra step, but I promise I could do everything that everybody else could do. Give me a step stool and I'm unstoppable. Trust me, that's all I need.
So, what's it like living with dwarfism?
I don't know. I suppose I don't really know the difference without it. Just extra steps. Extra steps to do everything, I suppose. Like that. Just little extra steps like that, I guess. My condition is SED, spondyloepiphyseal dysplasia. It's just a form of dwarfism that affects the length of my bones. Everything else about me is normal. I have normal sized organs. I got a normal sized head. Everything else about me is the same as the next man.
You collect shoes?
I do. I'm a Nike head. Can you tell? Yeah, a whole lot. My favorite pair is probably these Lebron 16s right here. This is one pair, just like this. They come black and white. They're meant to represent equality in this country, and it's just fitting with everything that's going on, you know? Equality, everybody. Equality. When I was younger, I suppose one thing just everybody kind of laughing at you, kind of thinking that you're so radically different that, kind of seeing you as a joke, I suppose, in a way. That's probably the most painful for sure. People not taking me seriously. There's a lot of misconceptions about dwarfism, but the biggest one for me that I've noticed is just that people thinking, you're not able to do it, that you can't keep up, with the average height person. And I can, for sure. It's gonna take me an extra step, but I promise I could do everything that everybody else could do. Now I'm gonna do my quick protein shake. See, all the little steps. It's all the little steps. Right now I'm just making my little protein shake before the gym. Just make sure I got some fuel in me. Otherwise I might fall out in there. What? I'm working so hard. I started going to the gym. I was 15 years old, actually. I started playing varsity baseball. Believe it or not, yeah, I made a varsity baseball team. And all my teammates are like, yo, if you want to get stronger, you want a harder, faster swing, started lifting weights. They kind of put me on a regimen, taught me different workouts. From there, I kind of just realizing, like, dang, lifting weights, like looking at myself, I'm actually getting stronger. I'm actually progressing physically, and it makes me feel a hell of a lot better for sure.
When I see Demond, I don't see dwarfism. I see a built man. Sometimes the people are really shocked because they're like, damn, he could put up this much weight. They're like, yeah. And sometimes our skinny friends come over and they try to lift with us and they can't lift the weight he could do. So it's like, that size only means so much.
The gym isn't really that accessible for someone with dwarfism, but that's no excuse at all. If there's one thing that I have trouble doing, there's 1,000 other things that I could do. The one thing that held me back was, I guess, just worrying about other people's opinions. Always worrying about, what are people gonna think about seeing, someone like me working out. But after a while, it's like, their opinions don't matter. Everybody got to start somewhere. So why stress what someone else may or may not think about what you doing? With boxing, I suppose at the time, I was kind of just looking for, something else to do, another sport to do, something else to try to, motivate me and try to take me up a notch, physically and mentally, of course. I loved it right away. When I tell people I box, their reaction is definitely a surprise. They're kind of curious for sure. But then when they see me, they're like, oh no, like this little guy really can't fight. I still got a long way to go, but you know, till then I'm gonna keep training. When I hear, you know, average height people making an excuse, say, oh, I don't feel like it, oh, I'm tired, my body's sore, so, and I'm like, bruh, my body, I'm kind of like, yo, my body's sore every day. You know, my legs be sore every day. For every 3 steps I take, y'all take 1 step. I'm like, if I could do that, you know, you could do it. So it really shouldn't be no excuse at all. I had a lot of good and bad experiences, a lot of learning experiences, a lot of disappointment at times, but it definitely all led me to where I am now, for sure. Don't be afraid to speak your mind and put your opinions out there. Don't be afraid to try new things. You'll fail in life sometimes, but the important thing is that what you do after that failure.
Monster!
Brock Brown is an incredible 7 feet 8 inches tall, and at 18 years old, he may still be growing.
Most men will stop growing at age 22. Brock is 18. The tallest man in the world is 8'1", I believe. He could be the tallest man in the world eventually. This chair here is Brock's chair. It was purchased, it was about $1,000, and it's called the big man's chair.
Brock's excessive height comes from Sotos syndrome, a condition that neither of his parents has. It affects 1 in 15,000.
I'd say Brock was about 5'2" when he was in kindergarten. Around middle school, he was about 6 foot tall. And then for high school, he was 7 foot.
They call him the gentle giant, and he has a heart as big as gold.
It's a genetic disorder, and there's nothing that can stop him from growing. And I don't know that he'll ever stop.
I do get a lot hungry. I'm like a bottomless pit.
Hey, Brock, do you want some more breakfast, buddy?
Yes.
You're not full yet?
No.
Second breakfast, fish sticks.
We're a half hour away.
What?
I need a drink.
These are hot right now. Okay.
I love me some good fish sticks.
Buying clothes is not straightforward, and he has to have his shoes specially made.
What's up, Todd?
Hey, what's up, Brock?
How you been, man?
Doing all right? You doing all right?
Yeah, pretty good.
Good to see you again. You want to measure your feet again? We're going to do those, remember the drawings we do for the shoes?
Yeah.
Okay, those, I believe were...
24.
Were they 24s? Size 24s. So we were lucky to have Nike a couple years ago. They made some special shoes for Brock because he had outgrown the biggest shoes they had, which were the size that Shaq used to wear. Here. There we go. You got it? All right. Them's Brock feet right there. Let's see.
About 2 of his.
Oh, about 2 of mine. Think so?
He'll take his picture with anybody. Total strangers. We were in the gas station one day and they said, "Can I get a picture with you?" And so he got out of the car and got his picture taken. So we just know it's going to take longer sometimes.
Brock has a number of health complaints, including chronic back pain.
It hurts me to even say this, but it kind of feels like a big tennis racket going right through my back. And the stuff I do to make it, to stop hurting don't help. And it makes me feel like a needle going through it.
Yeah, that way you can breathe easier.
He has ADHD, ODD, which is oppositional defiance disorder, and intermediate explosive disorder. It could be very dangerous if he wasn't on medications and able to, be calmed. But yeah, he's big, lovable. He's like a big teddy bear.
As a teen, Brock was given an early death prognosis. But recent doctors' opinion is that he could live well into adulthood. A future that Brock is determined to make the most of.
I hopefully want to work for a sporting goods store, so something like a cashier or something. Have my own job.
I don't ever push him into doing something he really doesn't want to do. I just hope he has a good life and is happy with it.
ਮਨਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਦੀ ਉਮਰ 26 ਸਾਲ ਦੀ ਹੈ ਜੀ। ਇਹ ਜਨਮ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ 1 ਸਾਲ ਬਾਅਦ ਜੀ ਇਹਦਾ ਵਿਕਾਸ ਬੰਦ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਜੀ, ਰੁਕ ਗਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਜੀ।
ਮਨਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਦੀ ਹਾਈਟ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਜੀ 23 ਇੰਚ। ਮਨਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਦੀ ਜੋ ਬਿਮਾਰੀ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਇਹ ਡਾਕਟਰਾਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਤੱਕ ਰਹੱਸਿਆ ਬਣੀ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ ਜੀ। ਇਹਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਹੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਭਿਆ ਜੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ। ਮਨਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਵੀ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਰੱਬ ਨੇ ਬਣਾ ਕੇ ਭੇਜਿਆ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਇਹ ਇੱਕ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਦਾ ਬੇਟਾ ਹੀ ਸਮਝਦਾ ਜੀ। ਦੂਜਿਆਂ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਪਿਆਰ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਦੂਜੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਵਾਂਗੂ। ਅੱਛਾ ਹਾਂ ਅੱਛਾ ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਅੱਛਾ ਉਹ ਬਿੱਲੀ ਹੈ। ਬਿੱਲੀ ਰੱਖੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ? ਕਈ ਬਿੱਲੀਆਂ ਰੱਖੀਆਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ? 2 ਤੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਘੋੜੀਆਂ ਕੈ ਰੱਖੇ? ਘੋੜੀਆਂ 2 ਘੋੜੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਬਸ਼ੇਰੇ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਘੋੜੀਆਂ ਦੇ?
26-year-old Manpreet was born with a rare condition that stopped him growing before he could walk or talk.
ਮੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਗਤਾਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ। ਮਨਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਦੇ ਪਿਤਾ ਜੀ ਆ ਜੀ। ਮੇਰਾ ਵੱਡਾ ਲੜਕਾ ਮਨਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਜੀ। ਮਨਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਦੀ ਉਮਰ 26 ਸਾਲ ਆ ਜੀ। ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਹਦੇ ਜਨਮ ਤੋਂ ਸਾਲ ਕੁ ਬਾਅਦ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਵੀ ਇਹਦਾ ਵਿਕਾਸ ਰੁਕ ਗਿਆ ਜੀ।
Manpreet's parents tried to source medical professionals to help, but doctors were unable to identify what was causing the growth defect.
ਮਨਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਨੂੰ ਹੁਣ ਤੱਕ ਜੀ ਤਕਰੀਬਨ 100 ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਡਾਕਟਰਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦਿਖਾਈ। ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਕੋਲੇ ਇਹਦਾ ਹੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਇਆ ਜੀ ਅਜੇ ਤੱਕ। ਨਹੀਂ ਜੀ ਮਨਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਤੱਕ ਕਿਸੇ ਦਵਾਈ ਨੇ ਕੋਈ ਅਸਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ ਜੀ। ਮਨਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਦੀ ਜੋ ਬਿਮਾਰੀ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਇਹ ਡਾਕਟਰਾਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਤੱਕ ਰਹੱਸਿਆ ਬਣੀ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ ਜੀ। ਇਹਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਹੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਭਿਆ ਜੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ। ਹੁਣ ਮਨਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਦੀ ਉਮਰ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਜੀ ਪੂਰੀ 26 ਸਾਲ। ਮਨਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਦੀ ਹਾਈਟ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਜੀ 23 ਇੰਚ।
Despite Manpreet's condition, his parents vowed to allow him to live a normal life as much as possible.
ਮਨਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਵਾਲੇ ਲਗਾਵ ਨੇ ਜੀ। ਜਿਵੇਂ ਸ਼ੌਂਕ ਨੇ ਇਹਦੇ ਜੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਸ਼ੌਂਕ ਨੇ। ਘੋੜੀਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਖੇਡਣਾ ਜੀ। ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਖੇਡਦਾ ਜੀ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਵਾਲੀਆਂ ਖੇਡਾਂ। ਮਨਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਬਿਹਾਰ ਤਾਂ ਇਹਦਾ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਵਾਲਾ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਪਰ ਆਪਣੇ ਭੈਣ ਤੇ ਭਰਾ ਨਾਲ ਇਹ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਪਿਆਰ ਕਰਦਾ ਜੀ।
ਮਨਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਰੋਟੀ ਖਾ ਲੈਂਦਾ ਜੀ, ਚਾਹ ਪੀ ਲੈਂਦਾ ਜੀ ਤੇ ਲੈਟਰਿੰਗ ਬਾਥਰੂਮ ਦੱਸ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਜੀ ਤੇ ਬਾਕੀ ਸਿਰੇ ਜੀ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਸਮਝ ਲਾ ਵੱਡਾਂ ਵਾਲੇ ਬੰਦਿਆਂ ਵਾਲੀ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦਾ ਜੀ ਜ਼ਿਆਦੇ। ਵੀ ਵੱਡੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਕੋਈ ਆ ਜਾਣ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਪੂਰਾ ਉਹ ਕਰਦਾ। ਚਾਹ ਪਾਣੀ ਪੁੱਛਦਾ ਜੀ ਆਏ ਗਿਆ ਨੂੰ, ਰੋਟੀ ਪਾਣੀ ਦਾ ਹੀ ਪੁੱਛਦਾ ਜੀ, ਹੱਥ ਮਿਲਾਉਂਦਾ ਜੀ, ਆਸ਼ੀਰਵਾਦ ਵੀ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਜੀ। ਹੁਣ ਪਿੰਡ ਦੇ ਲੋਕ ਅੱਧੇ ਤਾਂ ਰੱਬ ਦਾ ਰੂਪ ਹੀ ਸਮਝਦੇ ਜੀ। ਮਨਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਨੂੰ ਸਾਰੇ ਬਾਬਾ ਬਾਬਾ ਕਹਿ ਕੇ ਬੁਲਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਜੀ। ਵਿੱਚ ਲੋਕ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੇ ਜੀ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ 100 ਭਾਂਤੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਜੀ। ਕਿਹੜਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਦਾ ਮੂੰਹ ਫੜਨਾ। ਕੋਈ ਕਹਿ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਜੀ ਇਹ ਬੌਣਾ ਹੈ, ਕੋਈ ਕੁਛ ਕਹਿ ਦਿੰਦਾ, ਕੋਈ ਕੁਛ ਕਹਿ ਦਿੰਦਾ। ਪਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਦਾ ਰੂਪ ਹੀ ਸਮਝਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ।
ਮਨਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਵੀ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਰੱਬ ਨੇ ਬਣਾ ਕੇ ਭੇਜਿਆ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਇਹ ਇੱਕ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਦਾ ਬੇਟਾ ਹੀ ਸਮਝਦਾ ਜੀ। ਦੂਜਿਆਂ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਪਿਆਰ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਦੂਜੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਵਾਂਗੂ।
They ask him the same question over and over again, and that is, how tall are you?
Well, their first reaction is a little shock that they're seeing somebody this big. Then they start asking questions like, how tall are you? Are you really this tall?
He's sensitive, and people stare, they look, they point.
And then other people, they're like, real rude about it, like, holy hell, how tall are you? You're one big dude.
This is brave Hunter Williams. He's 17 years old and currently stands at an incredible 7'1".
When I was 5 years old, I was like 5'3". They thought I was actually a second grader, so they put me in the second grade class for like an hour. By the time I was 10, I was like just hitting 6'6".
Every day he grew more and more, so that was when I kind of got worried. The doctors were alarmed.
When I was younger, the doctors thought I had giantism and got tested for it because I was growing up at an alarming rate. This is my bed. The base is all custom made. My feet still hang out a little bit.
Worrying about him having something like giantism or anything was really tough. Finally, to get the word that, yeah, you just got a tall kid was really relieving, to say the least.
I had to get this specially made. My mom had to do all the measurements. And then over here, I got size 21 shoes. Here's one smaller than Shaq. My great uncle, he was 7'5", and he made a pine tree look like a sapling, so I think that's where I got most of my height from.
Although it's no longer causing worry among his doctors, Brave's height now strikes fear into his opponents.
The hardest thing playing against Brave is his height. You don't play against 7-footers too often, unless you're in the NBA. Around here, there's 1 in a million.
Sports I like to play are football and basketball. And I think I'm going to try out lacrosse as goalie.
He's a big boy. All he's got to do is just turn around and look at the basket and just places it in. Doesn't even have to jump.
My height affects my sports in football. It's easier to swat down passes on the line and swim move over anybody. And in basketball, easier to get rebounds and everything. And for lacrosse, with the width of my shoulders and all that, and the height of the goal, it's easy to like block any shot. It's just my body.
He definitely has the figure to be a pro baller, but he's got to put in the work. He's got the work ethic to get him there if he wants to.
Growing up this tall has had its drawbacks.
Growing up abnormally tall was a little bit rough. I'd try and hang out with my friends and they'd have like a swing set or something, and I'd be like the size of a teenager trying to ride a 5-year-old ride. I didn't know my strength back then. My mom would always be like, calm down, just don't hit him too hard.
I remember one year I told him, you're gonna be living outside if you break one more thing. That's when he took the whole door off of the pantry. That's what holds all the snacks. Like, how hungry are you? The doctors say my son's gonna grow until he's 21. Well, he's 7'1" now, and 7'5" is the forecast. And yeah, he is big, he is tall, but he's also very, very intelligent. He's always on the honor roll or the merit roll at the very least. And to tell you the truth, he really doesn't try that hard.
Yes, I would like to become a professional athlete, but first I'd like to go to college and like get all my studies in order first.
I've thought about my son being tall for a long time, you know, and I think there's a reason, because people should listen to him, and him being that tall gets him noticed. I know he's gonna do good things. I know he's gonna do big, big things.